When Cameron Diaz agreed to appear on the Clarkson show, it was supposed to be a lighthearted reunion full of laughter, beauty tips, and warm anecdotes from her Hollywood past. Fans tuned in expecting a breezy chat between two charismatic women. After all, Diaz had taken a long break from acting, and Kelly was known for creating a cozy, fun atmosphere where celebrities could be themselves. But as the segment began, there was something uneasy in the air. Cameron smiled politely, but her body language was close, arms crossed, posture stiff. Kelly, always bubbly, tried to loosen things up with jokes about aging gracefully and motherhood. But Cameron's responses felt guarded. What was supposed to be a cheerful catch-up slowly morphed into something far more tense when the conversation pivoted to Cameron's return to acting, and the alleged real reason she'd stepped away in the first place. Kelly brought up a tabloid quote that had made headlines months prior, one that suggested Diaz had described Hollywood as a toxic trap for insecure people. With a laugh, Kelly said, "You really said that, huh?" Diaz's smile vanished. "I did," she said firmly, "and I stand by it." The audience gave a few polite chuckles, unsure how to respond. Kelly tried to steer the mood back into lighter territory, saying, "I mean, sure, it can be tough. But don't you think a lot of people in Hollywood are just trying their best, like everyone else?" That's when the tone shifted. Cameron leaned forward, her voice calm but loaded with steel. "Trying their best doesn't excuse the machine, Kelly. You know that. The media, the image control, pressure to stay thin, stay quiet, stay profitable." The tension was immediate and thick. Kelly, momentarily stunned, blinked and replied, "I just think some people would say it gave you everything too." Cameron's response was ice cold. "It gave me attention. I built the rest." That remark hit like a slap wrapped in silk. Kelly tried to laugh it off, saying, "Well, hey, I'm just a talk show host, not a therapist." But Cameron wasn't playing. "No," she said, "you're a singer with a platform who knows exactly what this industry does to women."
Ow.
Audience shifted uncomfortably. Kelly sat up straighter, visibly bristling. "I think it's important to stay grateful," she said, her smile now visibly forced. "Gratitude doesn't mean silence," Cameron shot back, "and being polite doesn't fix a broken system." The conversation had completely unraveled. Producers backstage were scrambling. Cue cards were being ignored. The energy in the room had gone from celebratory to combustible, and Kelly, caught between her professional persona and her personal feelings, looked like she was deciding whether to clap back or cut the feed. "I just wanted this to be a good time," Kelly said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "That's the problem," Cameron replied. "We keep wanting to look good, feel good, and never say the hard stuff. Maybe that's why things never change." It was an unfiltered moment that shocked everyone, viewers, crew, even the other guests waiting backstage. Kelly finally dropped the pretense. "So what? You came here to school me?" she asked. "No," Cameron said. "I came here to stop pretending." The silence that followed was thick with discomfort. The producer's voice could be faintly heard off stage, urging to cut to commercial. But the camera kept rolling. Ooh. Kelly's team stepped onto the set, whispering something in her ear. Kelly nodded, still staring at Cameron, who sat tall and unbothered. Then Kelly stood and said, "We're going to take a quick break." When the show returned, Cameron was gone. The internet exploded within minutes. Clips of the confrontation circulated with lightning speed. #Cameron vs. Kelly started trending on every platform. Some viewers praised Cameron for speaking her truth and refusing to play into the usual Hollywood polish. Others defended Kelly, saying she was blindsided and deserved respect on her own show. But no one could deny the rawness of what had happened. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't promotional fluff. It was real. Two powerful women caught between expectation and authenticity. And it cracked the glossy shell of celebrity interviews wide open. Kelly's team released a brief statement later that afternoon. "We had a spirited conversation on today's show. We respect all voices and always aim to provide a safe space for open dialogue. But everyone could tell the vibe had shifted forever." Cameron didn't release a statement. She didn't tweet. She didn't go live to explain herself. She didn't have to. Her exit was loud enough without a single word. In the days that followed, multiple op-eds were written about the moment. Feminist writers hailed Diaz's honesty, calling it a rare example of a woman in power, refusing to be palatable. Media analysts argued about whether Kelly had mishandled the situation or whether she was simply unprepared for real confrontation. But perhaps most interesting were the reactions from other celebrities. Several women actresses, singers, talk show hosts subtly signaled their support. A certain Oscar winner even posted a cryptic quote about being done with silence. The very next morning, something had shifted in the culture, and it all began with a simple, uncomfortable truth spoken out loud on daytime TV. Behind the scenes, crew members reportedly described the moment as electric. One anonymous staffer said nobody expected it. We thought Cameron was going to talk about wine and wellness. Instead, she showed up ready to burn down the room. Even Kelly's makeup artist was overheard saying, "I've never seen her that thrown." And it was true. Kelly, known for her warmth and professionalism, had been completely caught off guard. Her usual quick comebacks and charming redirections failed her in that moment. Because there was no charming your way out of a truth bomb, Cameron hadn't come to joke or promote or gloss things over. She came to be real. And that kind of honesty is always dangerous in a space built on comfort. In subsequent episodes of The Kelly Clarkson Show, Kelly kept it light. She mentioned the incident only once, saying vaguely, "Sometimes things don't go as planned." But even her smile seemed tired. Audiences noticed. More importantly, they remembered. The show's ratings spiked for that episode: curiosity, controversy, raw human tension, but the emotional aftermath lingered. Fans of both women were left wondering, what would have happened if Kelly had leaned in instead of stepping back? If the show had embraced the discomfort instead of editing around it? And what does it say about daytime television that a woman telling her truth so directly was considered disruptive? Cameron, meanwhile, remained unfazed. Weeks later, she appeared on a podcast where she alluded to the incident without naming names. "Sometimes people want you to package yourself like a cupcake," she said. "But I'm not dessert, I'm the meal." That quote went viral too. It captured exactly what she had embodied during that appearance: substance over sweetness. Truth over politeness. And it struck a nerve. Women in media, women in offices, women on stages everywhere reposted it. Because deep down, every woman who's ever been asked to smile when she wanted to scream recognized the power in Cameron's choice not to play along. It wasn't just a celebrity moment. It was a mirror, and it reflected more than just fame. In the end, it wasn't about who was right or wrong. It wasn't even about Cameron or Kelly anymore. It was about what happens when two worlds collide: comfort and confrontation, honesty and expectation, system and resistance. Cameron Diaz walked off that set not in shame, but in defiance. Was kicked off, yes, but in a way she kicked the door open too. For future guests, for real conversations, for moments that don't fit into 10-minute talking points and promotional sound bites. And Kelly, she bounced back. She's smart, resilient, and beloved, but she'll never forget that day. Neither will her audience. Once you've seen someone refuse to play the game, you can never unsee it. And sometimes, getting kicked off the stage is the clearest sign you finally said something worth hearing.